Now, we will ask ChatGPT if it can create next generation firewall policies. For which vendor? We will ask policies for 4 different devices. First, Fortinet Fortigate, Cisco ASA, Cisco Firepower, and Palo Alto Network next generation firewalls. For those who are new to this channel, welcome. I am your host, name's Dean Armada, and I'm the internet. Action Star. And on this channel, we talk about tech careers and certifications, trivia and tutorials in cybersecurity, trivia and tutorials in cloud and data center, and my journey as an IT instructor. So feel free to check out the rest of the channel and consider subscribing. We're gonna ask ChatGPT if it can create a firewall policy for us. Okay, so the first one is, let's try Fortinet Fortigate first. So I'm here, I'm gonna type create a simple, or let's remove the simple, create Fortinet Fortigate policy blocking. Let's block all traffic. Okay, and let's just say this is all inbound. So let's say there's a web server sitting in our network, and this is the only server or service or traffic that is allowed to access by external clients. So block all inbound IP address, okay, and only permit only allow IP address, let's say 100.10.10.10. Okay, and listening on HTTPS. All right, so let's verify. Create Fortinet Fortigate policy blocking all inbound IP addresses and only allow IP addresses or IP address 100.10.10 listening on HTTPS. Let's hit enter. Okay, so it is still thinking. Now I am expecting it will provide us a graphical user interface version of these configuration. Okay, and it will provide us steps. So this is supposed to be very basic. So yeah, we are right, because it asked us to first log in to the web interface and go to policy and objects action, click IP version 4 policy to create a new policy, and then enter the name of the policy, such as block all inbound. Okay, and in the incoming interface field, select interface on which you want to apply the policy. All right, source, destination, select all, always. All right, so basically it will just provide us steps on the GUI, what to click, what to enter, what options should we choose, etc. So yeah, so it's just creating 2 different policy. It's not even correct, because what I'm expecting is just 1 policy with 2 rules. Okay, anyway, maybe this is just a terminology or how it works in Fortinet Fortigate. So it also provides us some of the information here. All right, and lastly, additional details: with this policy in place, all inbound IP address will be blocked except this IP address. Anyway, I don't know, what do you think, guys? Is this correct? What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna ask the same question, not ask the same question, I'm gonna request the same information, Fortinet Fortigate policy, but this time using CLI. Let's see if it can provide us the CLI version of these. Okay, so it is still thinking. Let's wait. So it's about to provide us, but let's see if this is really a CLI version. So the first thing it will do, or we need to do, is to access the FortiGate device using CLI or SSH. Well, yeah, makes sense. And enter the following command to create a new policy. Wow, as you can see, it asks us to do this first. Okay, and then enter a unique ID. Okay, enter a description using the set command. Oh, so this is a description, set name, and this is the description, and then set incoming interface of the following command. Right, so this I expect this is the source interface, and then set the outgoing interface using the following command. So basically, we didn't provide the interface for this policy, so that's why it is telling us to just input the incoming interface here. Okay, and then set the source address to using all, destination all, schedule is always, set the service to HTTPS, and then set action to deny, and then end. That's it. Well, this is like step by step. How about the summary? Can we just add like, oh, there you go. So this is what I was expecting. Huh? What is the difference between this and this? Why did we repeat it? Okay, so the reason why it repeats, maybe because the first one is for denying all traffic, and the second one, this is the second one, it is gonna allow this destination or traffic going to destination via HTTPS. The only question is, all right, I'm not really familiar with Fortinet CLI. That's why I am a bit confused. But it seems like this is correct. The second policy is we specify, this is incorrect, because what we are expecting is we are allowing all traffic destined to this IP address. So it should be destination address. This should be destination address, not source address, because it's an inbound traffic. Okay, all traffic going to our internal server will be denied unless it is a web server listening on HTTPS or port 443. So we got a network error. It's like ChatGPT gave up. It doesn't know what to do. All right, so I will consider this a little failed output of ChatGPT. All right, so we are back, but this time we're gonna ask ChatGPT to create a policy, this time for Cisco ASA. Okay, same rules, like create a policy for Cisco ASA, blocking all inbound IP address and only allowing HTTPS to IP address 100.10.10.10. Okay, so this should be easier, since many documentations are available for Cisco ASA. Cisco ASA has been around for, I don't know, 15 years or more, maybe even more than 20 years. And I don't know what it will provide us, whether GUI or CLI, but I would expect both or either. Oh, it is providing us a CLI. Not bad. So access list is the same command we use for ASA. Okay, so for ASA, We can use CLI based that is pretty much Cisco IOS like. So this is actually pretty good, except this is not correct. Look at that. All right, so it's almost flawless. It's almost good because this is the syntax I was expecting. The only problem here is, guess what? There is a major problem for this configuration. The problem here is this permit should come first, because the way the traffic is being inspected is based on the ACL or access list configuration. It will try to match the first rule. If it matches, boom, it will deny. So basically, this will deny every single traffic inbound. So this is not correct. ChatGPT, you should be at least have a common sense. Like, you should know, you should have an idea that permit comes first in a policy. So you are stupid, ChatGPT. Now, what I'm gonna do is I'm curious if it can provide us like step-by-step configuration for firepower. So firepower is not like Cisco ASA. Well, there's a part of firepower that is Cisco ASA, but the way you configure it, it's different. Something wrong, they should persist. Okay. So the ChatGPT has been consistently giving us like downtime. Okay, sometimes it's not available. So what I'm gonna do is I will just copy and paste. Yep, we'll just copy and paste our request. So this time it's not only Cisco ASA but Cisco Firepower. So it's not CLI based. The Cisco Firepower, although there's, like what I mentioned, there's a part where you can use CLI, but majority of how you configure Cisco Firepower will be GUI based. Let's see what it will provide us. Yeah, it is it's actually not what I was expecting. So the first one, what it did is it's just gave us a summary, and yeah, a summary that it should be a new control rule and then set rule block. To be honest with you, this is not important. We can skip this. What I was trying or what I was expecting is this. It should start from this. Log into FMC and then navigate to access control. This is actually accurate. Yes, of course. FMC, access control, and then click plus, give the policy a name, excuse me. Click add rule and set the rule to block all inbound with these options, and then click save. So this is the first rule. So you create the policy first, you name it. This is under access control, and the first rule is block everything, right? And by default, this should be created. There would be an entry for your policy, and you save the new rule and then add another rule. Same policy, okay? It's still inbound IP blocking policy. This time, we only allow the destination 110.10.10. The protocol is HTTPS. Click save and apply the policy to the appropriate interface. Okay, so this is almost correct. Take note, almost correct. When I say almost correct, everything is expected here. Okay, in our previous example, in our Fortinet configuration, the destination wasn't 100.10.10.10. Okay, this is the correct way of configuring a rule. Okay, at least based on our scenario, we only permit traffic to this server, to this destination, and we are allowing protocol HTTPS. Okay, but here's the thing: we have this policy and two new rules. The only problem with this output is we don't apply the policy to an interface if you're already in FMC. No, you don't apply. It's not like access control list where you apply your policy or access control to an interface. You apply this to your device, because FMC what? This is central management software, or it can be hardware as well. And then you create policy, you apply it, you associate it per device. Okay, so no, this policy is not applied to an interface. It is applied to a firepower device. All right, last, I will just simply copy and paste. And yeah, this is the exact request we had from our previous video, but instead of firepower, this is Palo Alto. So let's see what will happen. So it's still thinking. And I expect this is GUI, although you can create policy in Palo Alto using CLI. I don't think ChatGPT. What? As an AI language, I can't create a policy for a specific organization. Really? Okay. So, Palo Alto Firewall. Okay, so there, he is confused. It is confused. Palo Alto is a firewall. Maybe it is thinking is an organization, or maybe the city in California. All right. Yeah, we added firewall instead of just Palo Alto, right? So it is still thinking. Let's see. Oh, now he is giving us. I'm always confused. He or it doesn't matter. Okay, it's giving us the policy for our Palo Alto firewall that blocks all inbound IP addresses except HTTP traffic to 100.10.10.10. So, okay, so first, it is suggested or instruct us to create zones. Okay, source zone, any destination zone, untrust. Okay, and then we also added service HTTPS, action allow. All right, log settings, log add session end. So this is the policy rule. Allow from any to untrust. The second security policy is untrust to any, and this is denied. Another security policy rule, untrust to any, deny. So what happened is, for every policy, it creates multiple flow. One is any to untrust. One is untrust to any. One is untrust to trust. And one is untrust to trust. To be honest with you, I didn't really ask for any to untrust or an untrust to any. When we say inbound, actually, it would help if I was more specific. Inbound meaning from external to the internal network. And this is the reason why it creates 4 security policy specifying the source is any, or source zone is any, and destination zone is any. But really, what I was looking for is untrust to trust, from external network to the internal network. So this is correct. We are denying all of the traffic. And this is the second one, which is untrust to trust, external to internal. We specified the destination address 100.10.10, and that we are only allowing HTTPS. So this seems like it is correct. Okay, the only thing that, and my concern is, it didn't instruct us what to click. Okay, in other examples like the Cisco Firepower and the Fortinet, it gives us step by step. Do this, do that, do that. But here, no, it just asks us to create security policy. But what to click, what options to select. Anyway, so there's a summary here. The first rule, the second rule, we don't actually care about the first and second rule. What we care about is the third and the fourth rule. Anyway, so it provides us the correct concept, although it's not complete because we don't know what to click. We don't know what to select. I'm so disappointed. It gave us inaccurate configuration. Well, maybe it will get smarter in the future, but definitely it will not replace high quality training.